Hello, Shane. Yes, it is Tuesday night. That means my silver skeeters are in the house. Make some noise. Hi, guys. All right, I have our first winner of the night. This is Regina, and she's already a winner thanks to Aero Plumbing. Regina, you've won that plunger that you're modeling so nicely, but that's not all. You see those two big yellow foul poles out there? If any Skeeters player hits a ball off that during the game, you'll be the winner of $500 thanks to Aero Plumbing. All right, this game's about to get going. Let's go, Skeeters. Thank you, Shane. Yes, I'm down here with Kendall, and she's ready to get this game going. Take it away.
Play ball.
Welcome back to Constellation Field. Time to take a look at the starting lineup for the visiting Bridgeport Bluefish, brought to you by our good friends at MemberSource Credit Union. Whether it's a Skeeter's checking account, an auto loan, or a home loan, be sure to check out MemberSource's complete lineup at membersourcecu.org. Leading off for the Bluefish is the switch-hitting shortstop, Luis Hernandez. Batting second is second baseman Jose Cuevas. In the three-hole at center fielder, Wellington Dotel. In left, Jonathan Galvez will be the cleanup hitter. It is Andrew Lambo in right, batting fifth. Gustavo Molina at first, batting sixth. Batting seventh is Angela Nina. He'll be at third. The catcher, Jose Hill, batting eighth. And batting ninth, Joe Polensky. He will be the DH.
Left to right in the outfield for the Skeeters, Cole Gillespie, Joe Benson, Caleb Ramsey. On the left side of the infield, Brian Pounds at third and Kevin Aarons at shortstop. On the right side, Josh Prince at second with Travis Scott at first base. Behind the dish for the Skeeters is Albert Cordero catching the tall, lanky right-hander, Jake Hale.
Hale having a terrific season. He is 10-6 with a 3.43 ERA, and he has a chance really maybe have an outside shot at Atlantic League Pitcher of the Year. The injury in the middle of the season really went against him, but he is really having a phenomenal year. 10-6 at 3.43 ERA, 144 innings. He has 4 complete games, 149 hits. He has struck out 85, a walking just 39. This will be his 23rd appearance, all starts. And before we even get this one underway, it is the manager for these Bridgeport Bluefish, Machete himself, talking to the home plate umpire, and kind of a little bit of a heated conversation.
What I think we might have missed is that Joe Harris, I don't know for sure, but he might have thrown somebody out of the Bridgeport dugout already.
How could you be barking before the game even started? What are you upset about?
I'm not sure if that's the case. I'm interested to see if anyone is going to be asked to leave the Bridgeport dugout. I think that's what they're waiting on.
A strange one to start this one. What would you say to Joe Harris that you would be aggravated about before this one even started? My goodness. So before Luis Hernandez even becomes the first batter of the game, we might even have an ejection here. A little more on Hale while they sort this one out. The 31-year-old right-hander, 6'7", 190. He was drafted 3 different times, and now it looks like there
Santiago Nessie,
former Skeeter. And maybe it's some old bad blood when he was here with the Skeeters about Joe Harrison. Wow, he's had to be physically restrained here by leadoff hitter Luis Hernandez, who is going at it with Harris. My goodness, Santiago Nessie. How upset could you be about a game that didn't even start yet? It just has to be bad blood and previous things that happened here probably when he was a member of the Skeeters with Harris. I don't think I've ever seen a guy thrown out before the first pitch. My goodness.
And of course, you have to wait for him to walk all the way back to the gate in the right field corner. Yeah, Lee Rodriguez still asking Joe Harrison. I'd definitely be questioning whatever Santiago Nessie might have said to prompt Joe Harris to throw him out of the game before the first pitch is thrown.
My goodness. So Hale will continue to warm up here so he doesn't get stale before he throws his first pitch. He was drafted 3 times in the 24th round by the Indians in 2005 out of high school in Albany, Ohio, in the 20th round in 2007 at Ohio State, and drafted again by the Diamondbacks in the 27th round, also out of Ohio State, where he is a Big Ten closer. Well, last 3 starts, 1-1, a 4.12 ERA for Hale. First pitch by the tall right-hander. He'll kick and fire, and we are underway. A strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Game 1 of the final homestand of the season, the final 6 games of the year. First of 3 here against Bridgeport, and then 3 more against the Long Island Ducks. This one is foul back and out of play, 0-2 here on the switch hitting Hernandez, batting here from the left side against the Skeeters right-hander. 286 for Hernandez, 5 home runs, and 41 RBIs. And now time called just before Hale was ready to deliver. Hernandez also tied for 3rd in the league in triples with 5. It's one way low and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. I want to thank you very much for joining us here really all season and for the final 6 games of the year. The 1-2. This one is chop foul. This one in and out of the Skeeters dugout on the right side. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. You ever seen anybody ejected before the first pitch thrown?
I don't think so.
I've heard of it. Billy Martin used to do that with the Yankees once in a while. I think he got thrown out before the national anthem once. This one is skied to left. This one is drifting. Cole Gillespie back to the warning track, reaching up and hauls it in over his left shoulder. And there is out number 1. We didn't get a chance to talk about this in the pregame show, Andy, but Cole Gillespie is out for so long that we forgot about him. This is almost like picking up a free agent down the stretch. I mean, this guy is a guy who has 8 big league seasons under his belt. He's hitting over 300. He supplies power, great defense. He drives in runs. This is a nice pickup for a guy getting healthy down the stretch.
Yeah, absolutely. In the first 3 games back for the Skeeters in New Britain, he did pretty well. He had hits in each of those first 3 games back, including a home run in the second game. So it's really nice to have him back in the lineup for a team that has kind of struggled offensively, especially on this last road trip.
First pitch here is a ball, 1 ball and no strikes to count here to Jose Cuevas, the right-hand hitting second baseman. 273, 6 home runs, and 48 RBIs. They set up away, and this one is a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. By the way, the rest of the umpires mentioned Joe Harris calling balls and strikes, who ejected Santiago Nessie already in this game. Mike Durantes is at first, and Matt Herrera is the third base ump. The 1-1 from Hale. Swung and chopped foul off of third. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 1 out, none on. Top of the first, just underway, no score here in game 1 of a 3-game set and a 6-game homestand. First 3 here against the Bridgeport Bluefish, and then the final 3 against the Long Island Ducks. By the way, the final game of the season, we go back to a Sunday afternoon game. It will be a 2:05 game. The 1-2 here by the Skeeters right-hander. He kicks and fires, and this one is swung and chopped over Hale's head. He thought about barehanding it. Prince on the left side of second. The throw to first, not in time. He pulled Travis Scott off of first. It looked like Scott got the tag on, but getting past him was Cuevas. That should be an infield single, 1 on and 1 out.
Yeah, that was right over the head of Hale, and he tried to barehand it, but then he kind of thought about a game earlier this year where he
exactly
barehanded a play and
right.
injured his hand and had to deal with that for the rest of the game. So he kind of pulled his hand back at the last second and allowed Prince to try and get it. And Prince with a very good throw. It just took Travis Scott off the bag, but a tough play all around, and I think base hit is the right call, and it is.
And I think, if I remember right, it was also 2 batters into that game as well. He toughed it out for about 3 or 4 innings, but had to come out early. Squaring to bunt here now off the mitt of Albert Cordero, so Cuevas will go down to second. That should be a pass ball. We'll see if they rule it that way. I think Cordero is saying that Cuevas got in his way.
Well, the home plate umpire is holding his left hand. He's may have gotten a little bit of that pitch as well.
I think that's exactly what happened. I think it went off Cordero's mitt, hit home plate umpire Joe Harris. Yep, he was showing his forearm, and now he's going to come out to the mound, and hopefully he won't charge a trip to the mound to recover from his own injury here. By the way, the York Revolution, who the Skeeters are trailing, are already up 4-0 in the bottom of the 5th. The Ducks are leading the Barnstormers 1-0, bottom of the 5th. So those are games. Unfortunately, somebody's going to be a loser in that Long Island Barnstormers series. The Skeeters are rooting for the Ducks, and the Bridgeport are rooting for the Barnstormers. So, and now is 1-1. So a tie game between the Ducks and the Barnstormers. So we'll see how that one moved into the top of the 6th now. Actually, both of those games in the top of the 6th. Open stance from the right side for former Atlantic League Player of the Year, Wellington Dotel. This one is fouled off the mask of Cordero. No balls and 1 strike to count here to Dotel. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. No score here in the top of the first. Dotel can do a little bit of everything. He's got some power, very good outfielder. He has speed, he hits for average. Pretty good run producer as well. Leading off second is Cuevas. The 1-1 under the hands inside for a ball, 2 balls and 1 strike. Hale keeps an eye on the runner at second. He's picked off 11 base runners this year. You better be very careful if you're on base against Hale. This one swung and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count here on Dotel. Skeeters want to get an early lead here, but so do these Bridgeport Bluefish. Hale looks at second. The 2-2 to Dotel. This one low and away. That'll run the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dotel, amazingly, was not drafted out of the Dominican Republic. Signed as a free agent with the Mariners. Spent 2006 through 2010. Excuse me, 2009 in the Mariners system. And joined the United League and Independent League. But really the best year he had was that Atlantic League Player of the Year. That was back in 2015. 133 games. He had 335. He had 8 home runs, 68 RBIs, 45 stolen bases. Really a phenomenal year all the way around. Also had 31 doubles and 180 hits. 187 is the Atlantic League record by Lou Ford, so that is quite a year. Last year split time between Bridgeport and 2 teams in the Mexican League. Still hit 335 in 95 games. This one hit to the right side, right at Scott. Travis will pick it up, touch first, and there's 2 down, but Cuevas moves down to third. So a runner down at third base, 90 feet away, with 2 down for cleanup hitter Jonathan Galvez, the right-handed hitting left fielder. Galvez comes in at 278, impressive 16 home runs and 76 RBIs, these 76 ribbies, good for 5th in the league. Let's see if Hale can get out of this. This is a very, very nice night for baseball. Great temperature, no wind whatsoever, so lefties might want to take advantage of this while it is standing still. This one high and tight, 1 ball and no strikes to count. 1 on, 2 outs, no score here, top of the first. 84 degrees currently, 39% humidity, and say a 6-mile-an-hour wind, but those flags are limp in center, or right center, I should say. This one a strike, fastball, 1 ball and 1 strike to count here to Jonathan Galvez. Galvez comes in 5 for his last 13, a 385 mark over his last 3 games. The 1-1. Swung and hit off of the mid of Hale, right to second baseman Josh Prince. He'll throw it to first to the old 1-4-3 putout. And that'll do it. So nice job by Hale. Gets out of a little bit of trouble here in the first. Bridgeport does not score here in the top of the first. Skeeters coming to bat for the first time when we return.
Thank you, Shane. Yes, I'm down here with Isaiah, and he's ready to take on Swatson in the mascot race. All right, bud, go ahead and take your spot over at first base. Swatson is stretching it out over at second. Are you ready to go? All righty, on your mark. Get set, go. Off and running fast. Isaiah's almost rounding second. Swatson, he's coming quick. Watch out. Oh, looks like Andy's calling you over. What are you going to do over there? Oh, rock, paper, scissors, a classic game, but you know what? Isaiah's way too fast, and he's already won the race, Watson. You missed it. He passed you right up. Congratulations. Back up to you, Shane.
Auto loan or a home loan, be sure to check out MemberSource's complete lineup at membersourcecu.org. Leading it off is Joe Benson. He'll be in center, batting second and playing second. Josh Prince in left, batting third. Cole Gillespie, the cleanup hitter. Kevin Aarons at short. At first, Travis Scott bats fifth. Brian Pounds bats sixth. He'll be at third. Wilfredo Rodriguez is the DH, batting seventh. Batting eighth, catcher Albert Cordero, and batting ninth, right fielder Caleb Ramsey. Benson comes in at 259, 8 home runs and 38 RBIs for Joe. First pitch by the southpaw, Manny Parra. He is swung and fouled off to the right side. No balls and 1 strike to count. Parra making his 8th appearance, all starts. He has 1 complete game, 36 innings. He has allowed 47 hits. He has struck out 38 and has walked 18. The 0-1 from the southpaw. This one swung and missed. That one dropped off the table. Great off-speed pitch by Parra. No balls and 2 strikes here on Benson. Well, he is 31 years old, 6'3", 215, from Carmichael, California, selected by the Brewers in the 26th round in 2001 out of American River College in Sacramento. It's one high and outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Last 3 starts, he is 2-1 with a 6.59 ERA. He has only faced the Skeeters once this season, 1-0 with an even 3.60 ERA, and that was last time out. 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 3 Ks, 4 walks. This one in the dirt. Skips to the backstop, 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. When 87 pitches, 58 for strikes. He has gone over 100 just once in his 7 starts. Parra began the 2017 season at AAA with the Iowa Cubs. At the I-Cubs, he was 0-1 with an even 14.09 ERA, 11 games, no starts. And as Benson strikes out here, 1 out, none on here for Josh Prince. Well, here comes the Skeeters' all-time stolen base king with 74. More importantly, he is at 49 this season. He is 1 shy of the Skeeters' record with 6 games to go. This is the most stolen bases he's ever had in his career, college or otherwise. He once led the nation while with Tulane with 48. So this is the most he has ever stolen at 49, and 1 from the magic 50 plateau, which certainly is a great milestone period. Also will tie him with Adam Godwin, who set the Skeeters record in 2013. 1 to tie, 2 to break it. No balls and 1 strike here on Prince. Prince 261, 10 home runs, 49 RBIs. This one misses outside, 1-1. Prince comes in, tied for 3rd in the league with 72 runs scored. First with those 49 steals, and he is 2nd in walks with 80. The 1-1. Swan a little bit low and in. 2 balls and a strike here to Prince. Parra looks in here for the sign. Prince a very patient hitter, hence the 80 walks. The 2-1. Swan popped up. Right side. A few steps on the grass as Cuevas now backpedaling, and he will yield to the right fielder who calls him off, Andrew Lambeau. And that will be out number 2. So fly out to right. 2 down, none for Cole Gillespie.
Lambeau in right field for the Bridgeport Bluefish. In center, Wellington Dotel. And in left field, Jonathan Galvez. Left side of the infield for the Bluefish, Angeles Nina at 3rd with Luis Hernandez at shortstop. On the right side, Jose Gil plays first, and Jose Cuevas is at second base. Behind the dish, Gustavo Molina for the lefty, Manny Parra.
You mentioned the addition of Gillespie to this lineup, and certainly nice one down the stretch here. Big curveball, misses high and outside, 1-0. A little bit more on Parra. 11 seasons in the minors, 40-23, a 3.21 ERA, but he spent 8 seasons in the bigs with the Brewers from 2007 to 2012, and the Reds from 2013 to 2015, and the bigs 21-41 with a 4.90 ERA. Made 74 starts as well. The 2-0 here by Parra. This one low and in, 3 balls and a strike. Well, on June 25th of 2007, as a member of the Nashville Sounds, Parra pitched a perfect game against the Round Rock Express. He retired all 27 batters, struck out 11 during the Sounds' 3-0 win over the Express. The 3-0 strike on the outside corner, 3 balls and 1 strike to count. Mentioned earlier, he went to American River College in Sacramento, California, was named the National Junior College Player of the Year by Baseball America, went 7-2. Ground ball to short, tough play by Hernandez. The short-handed shortstop will juggle it a little, throw it to first, and that'll do it. So Parra, the former big leaguer, a 3-up, 3-down inning, a strikeout, a flyout, and a groundout. Through 1 inning of play, no score between the Skeeters and the Bluefish.
Thanks, Shane. Yes, we're getting all set up. I have my man Billy, and he's taking on one of our SWAT team members, Natalie. All right, it's a race to the first base side to our SWAT team on the other end. Are you ready? Get set. Go. And they are off. It's a close race so far. Natalie's trying to cut them off. You got it, Billy. Keep going. All right, they're making their way around behind home as they take on the home stretch. Cheer them on. Who's it going to be? Don't give up too easy, Natalie. He's coming for you. Who's it going to be? Oh, by just a tiny bit, she beat you, Billy, but that's okay. Thank you so much for playing. We're going to send it back up to you, Shane.
Well, we move to the top of the second inning. Well, it is officially scoreboard watching time here in the Atlantic League, with just 6 games remaining in the 2017 season. The Skeeters are chasing the Revolution, who are currently up 5-0 in the top of the 7th against the Blue Crabs. The Ducks and the Barnstormers are tied at 1 in the bottom of the 6th. And if you're just joining us and you don't know the relevance of those games, the Skeeters are chasing the Revolution, whereas Bridgeport is chasing Long Island. First pitch here is a ball. High and outside, 1-0. It is 5, 6, and 7 here against Hale. Andrew Lambo, Gustavo Molina, and Angeles Nina. This one is swung, a hit to the right side. High chopper, speared by Scott to his right. He'll take it himself, waving off Hale. And there is 1 out, 3 unassisted from the Skeeters' first baseman. That'll bring in Gustavo Molina. 223, 5 home runs, 19 RBIs. Kind of a little bit of a down year for Molina, who was just a monster with the Blue Crabs a couple of years ago. And he is not one of the Molina brothers. He is not related to Benji or Yadier. A lot of people think he is, but he is not, I assure you. Well, in steps the catcher. Still a threat. First pitch by Hale to Molina. Hot shot to third, but right at Pounds. Picks it up, the toss across in plenty of time. And it's quickly 2 down. So 3 pitches, 2 outs, and that'll bring in third baseman Angeles Nina. Nina 260, 5 home runs, and 33 RBIs. Nina 11 for 32, 344 average over his last 10 games, also 10 RBIs. Originally from San Cristobal in the Dominican Republic, signed as a free agent by the Rockies in 2007. Made it as high as Colorado Springs and Albuquerque in 2014 and 15. Also spent some time at Lehigh Valley at AAA last season. Last year with the Bluefish as well, 286, 4 home runs, 30 RBIs. First pitch misses for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. No score here in the top of the second. Ira Liebman, Andy Humphrey, Tim Costello back in the studio. This one, a chopper toward short. Going to be a quick inning here for Hale, who's already walking off before the final out is committed. Hit to Aaron's at short. 6-3 on the put-up, and that'll do it. 3 up, 3 down, all via the ground ball. That was 6 total pitches. Middle of the second, no score between Bridgeport and the Skeeters.
Alrighty, I'm over in section 20, row D, with Jaden and Brian, and they were upgraded to the best seats in the house thanks to Fort Bend Kia.
Well, the Skeeters are in the hunt to defend their 2016 championship, so make your plans to see the Skeeters in the final homestand beginning today, September 12th, running through September 17th, as they play for the Freedom Division title. Get your tickets now at SugarlandSkeeters.com. Tomorrow, bring the family out for a free Kids Wednesday, September 13th, featuring free admission for kids 12 and under. No score as we move to the bottom of the second. 4, 5, and 6 immediately the order for the Skeeters after going 1, 2, 3 in the first. Kevin Aarons leads off, and he takes the first pitch a little bit high. 1 ball and no strikes to count. He'll be followed by Travis Scott and Brian Pounds. Aarons having a good year, 279 for Aarons. Second in league in doubles with 35, and could have another one here, a bullet out to right, but good jump on it was the right fielder Lambo. Brings it down on the warning track going towards the wall for out number 1. Well, that'll bring in Travis Scott. Travis, 246, 11 home runs, 56 RBIs, and Travis coming close to completing his 5th season with the Skeeters. And here, every year except for the inaugural season when he was with the York Revolution. Second season as player coach. Be a lefty-lefty matchup for the left-hander, Manny Parra. They're going to set up outside here on Scott. And the first pitch is low and away. Ball 1, 1-0. Scott, 246, 11 home runs, and 56 RBIs for Travis. Scott hitting 294 over his last 21 games, going 20 for 68. This one fouled off to the left side. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, none on. Bottom of the second, no score. Ira Liebman along with Andy Humphrey. Nice sunset here at Constellation Field. And you ever take a peek out the breezeways behind the stadium? Man, it was a good sunset every night out here. This one is low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Travis Scott. Travis, a 3-time Atlantic League All-Star, including winning the All-Star Game MVP in Bridgeport a couple of years ago. This one grounded up the middle, just to the right of second. That'll get in there for a base hit. Parra, who retired the first 4 Skeeters he faced, a hit here. Both teams with 1 hit apiece, and that'll bring in former U of H product Brian Pounds. Pounds, 212, 14 home runs, and 49 RBIs. Touched on it briefly, Andy, in the pregame show, but if you're the Skeeters, you're coming into this series, had a pretty good road trip. Skeeters have also won 10 of their last 14. I know you want to win every night, and every player is going to say, hey, we're just going to take it 1 game at a time, which I know they have to say, but what is really the mental outlook for this entire series for them?
Well, they have to definitely take it 1 game at a time, but I mean, it's going to have to take win after win after win for this team. They have very little margin of error in this series because they need help, and they basically need to start climbing in the standings. The last few weeks, they've had a very nice run, but they've kept pace, and the last 2 weeks of the season is not the time to keep pace in the standings. It's the time to gain ground. So
exactly
the
right.
Skeeters have to really go on a run and a winning streak in this final homestand to give themselves a shot.
Skeeters at almost this point last year, it was the final 4 games of the season when they went on that magical run. They swept Southern Maryland for the final 4 games of the series to get into the playoffs. They swept the first round against the Revolution and swept the championship against the Ducks, who they will oddly face in the final 3 games of the season. But what one thing would you point to say, if they do this one thing, maybe they can go on that magical run for the 2nd year in a row?
Their pitching has come around quite a bit, especially on this last road trip. In fact, right now they're tied for the best team ERA in the Atlantic League. It's a 3-way tie, but 3.90, they are tied for the best mark. And I think the runs really have to come to support that pitching staff at the moment. That's the point where they have been struggling. They lost 3 one-run games and their only 3 losses on the road, and that could have been prevented with some timely hitting.
They got 2 starters to add down the stretch, Albert Rodriguez and Patrick Mincy, so has certainly bolstered this rotation when you get 2 new starters. This one is fouled off to the right side. 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Brian Pounds. 1 out, 1 on, no score here in the bottom of the 2nd. Last year was really amazing. The Skeeters came into the final series of the season after losing 2 of 3 to the Ducks to start the final homestand of the year. won the first two against Southern Maryland. Game number 137 and 138, they clinched on a walk-off slide as Ricky Haig reached around the plate for a walk-off win. Last two games were really meaningless, but the Skeeters won those games anyway. That was 4 in a row. And the Skeeters faced the York Revolution. They won the first game fairly easily. Game 2, they were down 7-0 after the third inning. They scored 8 runs in the fifth to take an 8-7 lead, only to lose that lead 9-8. And then Renee Tassoni, the former big leaguer, played in the World Baseball Classic this past offseason, hit a 2-run homer in the eighth. They won 10-9, went up 2-0, went to York, swept the Revolution, and then swept the Ducks. 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Brian Pounds. For some reason, Parra chases back Travis at first. Really not a threat to steal at all. By the way, the Skeeters really an impressive year stolen base-wise. I mentioned Josh Prince won off the Skeeters record, but the Skeeters have stolen 150 bases this year. They have caught just 36 times as a team. Swan high and outside, ball 4. Now first and second with 1 away for Wilfredo Rodriguez. So the first free pass of the night issued by Parra, but Scott at second and Pounds on at first. Rodriguez, the right-hand hitting DH, 321, 3 home runs and 23 RBIs. And one thing we didn't get a chance to talk about, Andy, is that the Bridgeport Bluefish, you can make a pretty good argument. They lost the best hitter in the league. They lost Sean Burrows for the rest of the year. Not only a player, but a player coach. He was looking for his second batting title in 3 years.
Yeah, part of the reason why they have the best team batting average in the Atlantic League, but they also have Darby Myers, who is currently tops in batting average in the Atlantic League at the moment.
And he is unfortunately hurt, not going to play today and probably day to day after that, so that really hurts a lot. This one is a strike right near the letters. No balls and 1 strike here on Wilfredo Rodriguez. 321 for Wilfredo, 3 home runs and 23 RBIs. So the top 3 hitters were all with Bridgeport. Burrows is gone. Tony Abreu is gone, and Myers is hurt. And those were 1, 2, and 3 in the league. This one hit down the right side. That one will be a foul ball and will go into the corner. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Would have been a run just a little to the right of the foul line down the right side. And there's some big losses. Indeed.
Yeah, but this Bridgeport team has really climbed themselves back into this race. A week ago, they were 5.5 back.
Yeah, swept
and
the
now,
Ducks.
and then they swept the Ducks, and now they're 2 back.
Anybody's game, but when you're the team in front, it's always a lot more difficult when you're chasing the front runner. This one is slashed down the right side again, but foul. Count remains 0-2. Little update, York now up 6-1 over Southern Maryland, bottom of the 7th. Ducks and Barnstormers still tied at 1 in the bottom of the 7th. So no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on. Skeeters trying to strike first here in the second. Let's see what they set up here against Rodriguez. Goes the other way very well. They continue to pitch him outside. This one comes inside, a jam shot, foul back and to our right. Count remains 0-2. Parra 30 pitches, 16 of them for strikes, 14 for balls, so not where you want to be. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors for both of these teams. Does not feel like the final homestand of the year, does it? Kind of feels like playoff type atmosphere.
A little bit. Will certainly ramp up as the week goes on.
Parra again here with the 0-2. A look at second, but deal home. This one chopped out the plate, and Rodriguez is such a good hitter. This is the 4th 0-2 foul right there. Again, no balls and 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on. No score here in the bottom of the second. Rodriguez trying to advance the runners here. Rodriguez on a little bit of a slide, just 233 over his last 16 games, 12 for 51. Again, the 0-2. Swan in, hit to the left side, through for a base hit. Let's see if they wave around Scott. And he's going to be held at the last second, and a pretty good throw by left fielder Jonathan Galvez. Probably would have had him at the plate, so the bases are loaded here for the switch hitting catcher, Albert Cordero. Like the move, the stop sign there?
I do. That was a good throw, and it was pretty slowly hit, and Galvez was playing shallow anyway, so I think it was a good job to hold Scott up there.
Let's see if the Skeeters can take advantage here. This is what has plagued the Skeeters all year, really. Runners at third with less than 2 outs, including that game on the road against these Bluefish, bases loaded in the first, could not score. Let's see if Cordero, the switch hitter, batting here from the right side against the southpaw, can get it done. First pitch here to Albert. Swung and foul tipped into the mitt of Gustavo Molina. No balls and 1 strike. Cordero in these situations hitting an even 200 in 10 at-bats, so just 2 for 10. No home runs and 7 RBIs with the bases loaded.
Last time he had the bases loaded, though, was the last game in Newton, and he was able to deliver with a 2 RBI single to give the Skeeters a 3-1 lead.
See if he can come through again here. The 0-1 by the southpaw. Swung and drilled to center field. This one is deep. Grabbed by Dotel. That'll easily score Scott from third. He will come down and touch home, and the Skeeters take a 1-0 lead. Sac fly RBI for Cordero, his 34th of the year, and the Skeeters take the first lead of the game.
Well, a well-struck ball by Cordero, and that did the job. He really does see the ball pretty well and has been seeing it pretty well in the last few games. That road trip in New Britain did a lot for him, I think, and now that we see him in his first plate appearance of the night driving in a run, it's a good sign.
Well, in subs Caleb Ramsey, and despite Ramsey's recent struggles, last dozen games just 5 for 33, a 152 mark. I really love the pickup of him down the stretch. I think he's added a nice dimension to this team. He plays both the outfield, including right, which he's playing tonight, has a good arm, and also plays a pretty mean first. He drives in runs consistently, has a little bit of pop, got speed. Putting him together with his former U of H teammate Brian Pound, I think it's been a good combo. This one is a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike to count here to Ramsey. Ramsey, the 3rd ever University of Houston product to play for the Skeeters, including Pounds and former Skeeters catcher Chris Wallace. Lefty-lefty matchup here for Parra. 2 outs, 2 on, 1-0 Skeeters in the bottom of the second. The 0-1. Swan and chopped to the left side, foul. Gary Gaetti grabs it and drops it. No balls and 2 strikes to count. I don't think those Gold Glove hands ever go away. What do you think leaves you first as a major league player? Hitting, pitching, or fielding?
I'd go the pitching.
Pitching? Just because you don't have the fastball anymore?
I think so.
Don't tell Jamie Moyer that. The 0-2.
I'm not friends with him, thankfully.
This one misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and Parra really missing here. 23 strikes, 15 balls now. 38 total pitches here in the second. That's a lot. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 on. Skeeters trying to add to their 1-0 lead here. The 1-2 to Ramsey. This one low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Skeeters 1 run on 2 hits. Bridgeport no runs on 1 hit. If you can get to Parra early, you can get him out of here quickly. As I mentioned, he's only gone over 100 pitches once in his 7 starts. Check swing, but Ramsey looks like he went and did, and he knew it, and that'll do it. Second strikeout for Parra. So the Skeeters get a run on 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on base through 2. It is Sugarland 1 and Bridgeport nothing.
Alrighty, Skeeters fans, it's that time of the game. It's time to get up out of your seats and jump around. I'm looking for my Flyers fans. I'm on the 3rd base side looking to see you jump, and I know Sonny's on the 1st base side. Sonny, are you over there?
That's right, Jessica. I'm over here on the 1st base side. See some kids here. You guys get up, get fly, make some noise. Got 2 tickets to Urban Air. Let's go.
Let me see you jump around.
go. Make some noise on the first base side.
Oh, looks like I got more people over here on the third base side jumping up and down. Let me see ya.
All right, Jess, I got one winner over here. He's jumping around. I got one more ticket.
I've still got my two. I'm looking to see who's going to be my winner, who's jumping around. All right, I found my two winners, Sonny. I know you still got one more, but these boys are going to be my winners for jumping around. You get a free pass to Urban Air Adventure Park. How's it looking over there, Sonny?
I got my last winner. He's going to Urban Air. Back to you, Shane.
Urban Air featuring the first indoor ninja course in the United States also. Small trampoline and is a great place to host the next birthday party.
Oh, we move to the top of the third. Skeeters took the first lead, so Jake Hale has his first lead of the night to work with. And we haven't talked about this enough, Andy. Jake Hale, despite losing 2 complete games, has 4 on the season. That is pretty impressive, especially here in the Atlantic League.
Yeah, especially, and maybe 1 or 2 of them are shortened complete games. That's probably why he lost them, especially the last one when the Skeeters were playing these Bridgeport Bluefish just about a week ago on Wednesday of last week. Jake Hale pitched 5 innings, and his team was down 3-2, and the rain was coming into Bridgeport, and they stopped the game because of the rain. So Hale did get a complete game, but he also got the loss.
No balls and 1 strike to count here on Jose Heel. This one is a little bit, late strike call, 0-2. It'll be 8-9-1 here. Heel, Joe Poletsky, and then back to the top of the order with the switch-hitting Luis Hernandez. Hale kicks and deals the 0-2 as they set up away, and this one is chopped back to Hale. This time he doesn't have to worry about barehanding it. Soft toss to first. There's quickly 1 down. There's now 6 in a row retired after allowing the infield hit to the second batter of the game, Cuevas, and all 6 of those via the ground ball out. So he really has it working here today. This steps Joe Poletsky. Poletsky was with these Bridgeport Bluefish at the beginning of the year. He was 0-for-11, so no average, no home runs, no RBIs, and now rejoining them recently after losing Sean Burrows. A little bit more on Poletsky. Does not have a lot of pro experience. Spent time in 2013, going back to 2012 with these Bluefish. Then the Newark Bears, while they were a member of the Can-Am League in 2013, did not play pro ball in 2014, but rejoined the Bluefish in 2015. Also played in the Can-Am League that season, playing for the Garden State Grays. He is a Connecticut native, however, from Riverside, Connecticut. Went to Quinnipiac University. That's really the resume on Poletsky. This one a little low and in, 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Hale gets this side. He will deal the 1-2. They'll set up inside here. And this one is, wow, just inside. I don't know where that one missed. They'll square the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out and none on. The Skeeters leading 1-0 here in the top half of the third. The 2-2 here by Hale. Swan and chop back to Hale. He spears this one again. Soft toss again over to first. Hale takes care of business himself on the first 2 outs. There's now 7 straight retired. 6 straight retired. Nope, that's right, 7 straight. All via the ground ball. Back to the top of the order, the switch hitting Luis Hernandez, who flew out. One of the rare flyouts here against Hale. Well, he's 0-for-1. Came in at 286 with 5 home runs and 41 RBIs for Hernandez. Hernandez on fire right now. He is 26 for his last 54 coming in. That's a 481 mark. 2 home runs, 8 RBIs over his last 14. Playing a long time already. Signed originally by the Braves in 2000 and in Venezuela. 5 seasons in the big leagues with the Orioles, the Royals, the Mets, and the Rangers. Spent time with the Rangers in 2012. 2 balls and no strikes to count here. Major League career numbers of 243, 3 home runs, 20 RBIs, and 122 career big league games. This one, a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike to the switch hitting Luis Hernandez, batting here from the left side against Skeeter's right-hander Jake Hale. Skeeter's up 1-0 here in the top of the third. They set up low and in, and the 2-1 misses low and away, however, 3-1. Hale is a guy who rarely walks a batter. If you walk against him, savor it. He has actually walked a lot as of recently. You go back his last 3 starts coming in, he has walked 8, but if you go back to the previous 3 starts, he only walked 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count here on Hernandez. Payoff pitch here by Hale. Swung on, popped up left side. That should make the seats long run for Pounds. Does he have room? Reaches into the Bridgeport dugout and just a little short. We'll do the 3-2 again here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Skeeter's leading 1-0. See if Hale can get himself his second straight 1-2-3 inning. Again, the payoff pitch by Hale. Swung on in, hit to center field. Joe Benson has a beat on it, back pedals, and he'll bring it down for out number 3. So second straight 1-2-3 inning, 8 straight retired by Hale. Skeeters are leading 1-0. Special guest when we come back. 1-0 here in the middle of the third.
Thank you, Shane. Yes, I'm over here in section 19 with Meg, and she's ready for the Assured Float Solutions baseball movie trivia. All right, Meg, I'm going to ask you a trivia question, give you 3 choices. You ready to go? Yep. All right, let's see the question up on the board. The 1994 film Little Big League is the story of a 12-year-old boy who suddenly becomes the owner and manager for what MLB team? I'm going to give you 3 choices. Is it A, the New York Yankees, B, the Boston Red Sox, or C, the Minnesota Twins?
This is a tough one, but I'm going to have to go with C.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Let's see. Not so tough. You got the correct answer. Congratulations. That means you're going to be the winner of 25 Skeeter bucks thanks to Assured Float Solutions. Back up to you, Shane.
Well, we move to the bottom of the third. Skeeters have a 1-0 lead, and me and Andy have a guest in the booth. Skeeters pitcher Chris Tribbett. Chris, how are you, sir?
Great. How are you?
Very good. So you're in uniform, I see, in the locker room. Does that mean you're back, you're working out, you're not back? Every time I see you, I never know what's going on.
Just try to get rid of me one time. No.
We tried to get rid of you 3 times, by the way. You keep coming back. Although you did get yourself a ring. Thank you very much.
Yes.
You're a big part of that championship team last year.
Got some of that that ice to go on my finger a little bit. Here, I'll let you call this real quick.
Joe Benson will lead off. Slow ground to third. Scoop by Nina. He'll fire it across the diamond. 1 pitch, 1 out here by Parra.
No, I'm back now. The talk is supposed to be I'll be activated tomorrow.
Is that your talk, or is that
that's
your manager?
Manager. That's coming from G and Rafi. That's the plan.
They haven't cleared it with me yet. So
No.
I'm your last line of defense.
Okay, yeah, you got to help me out there.
I'll try. This is why I brought you on. We were trying to market you, make you more marketable.
Hey, thank you.
You know, especially an Oklahoma guy in Texas, by the way. I mean,
Thank
you
you.
have 2 strikes against you.
Hey, what happened at the Ohio State game?
Hey, I got no dog in that fight.
Hey, Boomer, baby.
Josh Prince steps in. First pitch was a ball 1-0, and Prince lines one to left. Charging it is the left fielder Galvez, and Prince, who is 1 stolen base shy of the Skeeters record, will Have to wait at least one more at bat. Now, you were with the team last year, on and off a little bit, but what did it mean to you getting a ring? You had won a ring in the Pecos League, but a little bit different on a higher level here. What was the difference for you?
The difference is obviously the leagues, but here's it's pretty much first class everything you do here. I was pretty excited to be a part of that group, be a part of the team. You know, it's pretty special here, and a lot of people don't get a chance to actually see what's behind the scenes here.
First pitch to Cole Gillespie is a strike. I've asked just about every player who was here last year, what was the difference that changed a team who only had one stretch of 5 wins in a row to a 10-0 run to the championship?
Man, I can't even answer that.
Lost for words for you? I don't think I've ever heard you that silent for that long.
I was trying to watch the game. My bad.
1-1 the count here on Gillespie. This one is fouled off 1-2.
Man, I haven't seen a stretch of one-run ball games like what we just been through for ever in baseball. I mean, if you turn around those one-run ball games that we just had, I mean, we're way in it. Like,
running away with it.
Yeah,
perhaps.
There's no one catching us. But I mean, that's baseball.
This one fouled into the net. 1-2. Any one thing you think really propelled that 10-0 run down the stretch there? We're going to pause 10 seconds here for station identification first, and I'll give you a chance to ponder that answer.
Okay.
This one misses inside. 2-2. I'll need your final Jeopardy answer.
I can't. I need a lifeline here. No, I can't.
You can phone a friend.
I can phone a friend. Here, I got my phone here. No, I can't really put anything on it. These guys are special. I mean, you get towards the end of the season.
This one misses inside. They'll run the count full here on Gillespie. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Skeeters leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. We're joined here by Skeeters pitcher, the hybrid side-winding Submariner, Chris Tribbett.
Woo woo. That's me.
Yeah, and you have never kind of given me a good description of your rotation,
and
of your momentum and what you like to be called, because you don't even know was your answer when I asked you.
I'm a sidearm submarine pitcher, thrower. Just try to get over the plate. Actually, not even get it over the plate. Just try to get it in that area, and hopefully they'll swing and maybe miss it.
Well, you are the David Eckstein of pitchers, my friend. It's impressive to watch. Again, the payoff pitch. This one is sky down the right side. Foul. Count remains 3-2. So nothing, one thing that said, hey, that brought everybody together last year for that run that you can point to, a game, a play, a player.
Oh, man. Everybody came together, and it was hot at the right time. The bullpen was throwing, the bats were hot.
Did you guys discuss anything before that run happened in the clubhouse or anything? So one hit the third hard, backhanded by Nina. The toss across is in time, and that will do it. Want to stick around for another half inning while
sure.
Come up with an answer for us?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's
Maybe
righty.
I'll phone a friend.
Chris Tribbett, you have to phone a friend and use your 50-50 lifeline. We are a third of the way through. Skeeters are in front, 1-0.
Thank you, Shane. Yes, I'm down here with Danny, and she's ready for the Texas Mattress Maker stolen base race. All right, Danny, there's a base out there in right field. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to go down and pick it up and bring it back to me. You ready? Let's put the countdown up. 3, 2, 1, go. She is off, running nice and quick. That base is pretty far out there. All righty, she's got the base. It's pretty quiet. Come on, cheer her on as she runs back. 15 seconds to go, and plenty of time for Danny. She's going to finish with time to spare. Congratulations, you are our winner. Back up to you, Shane.
We move to the top of the 4th inning and take you through the next few. It's Andy Humphrey. Andy, it's all yours, sir.
Thanks, Ira. Skeeters up 1-0 on the Bridgeport Bluefish, who will lead it off with Jose Cuevas, their second baseman. We're still joined in the booth by Chris Tribbett, the Skeeters sidearm Submariner hybrid, which is what Ira calls it, and Chris likes to call it just get over the plate.
Yeah.
Collinsville, Oklahoma's own.
Yep, Collinsville, Oklahoma.
Absolutely. Cuevas takes the first for a ball. The next one is just over the outer corner for a strike, 1-1, and still can't pinpoint one single reason why the 10-0 run at the end happened last year. And, I honestly can't blame you, Chris,
Man,
I can.
of course you can.
I'm trying to be a little more.
No, these guys always bother me every chance they get. So now they're in my domain, and I get to bother them.
Man, it's more nerve-wracking up here than
usually
on the mound.
ganging up on me 25-1. Now it's 1-on-1, mano y mano.
All right. So you want a final answer? I phoned a friend.
You don't have any friends, let's face it.
Hey,
Oh, come on.
I got a bunch of them out there right now.
Not until you're active.
No, they're my friends. To answer that question, it's baseball. It's everything happened. It clicked. I mean, it happens in every year, every team, big leagues, minor leagues, little leagues, everything.
1-2, chopper foul behind the plate, and it can help you, it can hurt you, it can start incredible runs, it can start incredible droughts.
Was it the
Basically.
baseball gods on your side for 10 games?
Sure, that'll work. I mean, you're looking for an answer, and I'm giving you everything I got.
Just like your pitching.
Yep. I'm gonna throw you a couple sliders in there, and on your hands a little bit.
As long as you don't throw them any curves.
Wow.
No, that's all I got. Sliders. Good luck.
1-2, the count still on Jose Cuevas. The Skeeters up 1-0 in the top of the 4th.
Good thing that won't get out anywhere so nobody can figure you out.
Oh, that's okay. I'll tell them it's coming.
One of those sliders, and a good one. Sometimes you know it's coming, you still can't hit it.
Sometimes I don't even know if it's gonna be a slider. They call it. I throw it. I don't. It goes the other way.
So like a knuckleball for
So-
you? You don't know where it's going to go all
I have
the
no
time?
idea where it's going. It's just
1-2.
just
There's
like
a
that.
hanging curveball from Jake Hale. It missed high and away. 2-2.
Your Ephus pitch.
Yeah. See, mix it up. See, he doesn't even know where that's going.
Right. No idea. The 2-2. That's hit softly in the air left side. Stays on the infield. Aaron's the shortstop on the edge of the outfield grass, and he'll make the grab for the first out.
Tell us a little about Hale, which we don't know.
Man, he has a nice Hawaiian shirt.
On every road trip.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
I mean, it's wonderful. I mean, he's got the slick back hair, nice sunglasses.
And sweats usually for the first road trip at 3
Yep.
a.m.
Yep. I mean, he's one heck of a barber.
Oh, he's the team barber?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
He can cut some hair.
That explains your haircut.
Hey, yeah. Yeah, he's cut my hair. He's got some pretty cool dudes on the team.
Pitcher, coach, barber. He's like a renaissance
Man,
man.
he does
Jack of all
everything.
trades, or Jake of all trades in this case.
Don't tell him I told you that. It's probably already out, but hey, Jake. The secret's out, bud.
Called strike to Wellington Dotel. It's 1-1 to the Bluefish center fielder. 1-0. The Skeeters lead it. Here's Hale. The Skeeters barber with the 1-1, and it's outside.
He's cutting
He's
down
gonna
runs.
kill-
2-1.
kill
For
me.
sure. Tell us about his pitching. I mean, we always talk about his pickoff move. He's got a pretty good arsenal, 5 or 6 pitches.
Dotel lines one into right center field. It gets down for a hit in front of Joe Benson as Dotel rounds first, but he'll stay there, and it's a one-out single for the Bluefish in the 4th.
What don't we know about him on the mound? You get a chance to coach the coach here.
Man. Payback right now, huh? What does he not do?
What
Let's
does
see.
he do?
Oh, what does he do?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about his arsenal and how he's great for a guy 6'7", got a great pickoff move, and
He's like 5'10".
yeah,
I'm
you're
6'5".
5'10".
I'm 6'5". He's 5'10".
Sure you are. On radio, you're 6'7", but in reality, you're 5'10".
Yes. No, he's got a great pickoff move.
What's his secret to that move? I mean, usually a guy 6'7" cannot get all those mechanics over that quickly.
Well, his legs are so skinny that he can move inside his pants, and they don't see his legs moving. And he's
just
basically
making
turning.
this up as you go along. Try.
Yep. It's perfect. You just see it right there. You didn't even see his legs moving.
So is the secret his thin legs or his baggy pants?
Both. And he's so fast.
How fast would he be in a race, though? He's got those long strides, but can he move them?
I don't know.
Does he beat a 5'10" guy with shorter strides and quicker
No,
steps?
he ain't. If you're referring that to me, he's
I'm just referring to general 5'10".
okay.
Guys.
Galvez lines one into left field. Back a few steps is Gillespie, and he makes the grab for out number 2, chasing the center fielder Dotel back to first. Skeeters up 1-0 in the fourth.
By the way, a final, York beats the Blue Crabs 6-1. So now the Skeeters only have 2 games to play with, as York's magic number is down to 2. On the other hand, the Barnstormers are beating the Ducks, and their magic number is 5. So if the Bridgeport Bluefish battle back here and the Ducks wind up losing, as that game's in the bottom of the 8th, and they would be just 1 game out of first with 5 to go.
And of course, that number of 2 is the elimination number for the Skeeters. And of course, the York Revolution still have the Barnstormers to worry about as Hale moves back to first base.
York and Lancaster play each other for the last 3 games of the season. If they're even tied, that is going to be a playoff.
It's going to be a whale of a
before
series.
The playoff games begin.
Andrew Lambeau takes low. And it's a ball, no strikes. Still joined by Chris Tribbett, Skeeters pitcher. And what have you kind of been doing to keep fit the rest of this season as you try and join the team for this stretch run?
I can answer part of that. He's on the couch listening to our games. I
Now,
think that keeps him fit.
There you go.
Yeah,
Because I don't know what we were talking about, but he texted me to stop bothering Oklahoma. So I know he was listening.
Hey, you're talking about a guy that went to OU, and I can't remember what team he was playing for. And I was like, you were ragging Oklahoma people, so I had to get my say in there and let you know what was going on. And by the way, they did beat Ohio State, so we're number 2 now. We're doing all right, so have to get that in there on the air.
Well, back to Andy's question. What were you doing to keep in shape?
First, a line drive down the right field line as the right fielder Ramsey chases it. Going to third base, Dotel. Sliding into second is Lambeau, and he is there safe with a double to put runners at second and third with 2 away. And the Bluefish trying to tack on their first runs of the game with 2 outs in the fourth.
That's the 10th double of the year for Lambeau. Now a base hit would give the Bluefish a 1-run lead. Chris, this is like Final Jeopardy.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually we're going to have to go to the next contestant.
No. Well, I mean, there's stuff going on. What have I been doing to stay in shape?
Yes, sir.
I've been helping out with Collinsville High School.
Oh, nice.
Been up there a few times helping them out.
So have you brought them to a new level?
Yes.
Slow roller down the first base line. Hale off his mound to take it, and he will tag out Molina himself for the final out. Go ahead and finish that thought, Chris.
Oh, yeah, just at Collinsville High School, been helping out and just doing some Little League stuff and throwing when I can.
Throwing in the Little League games now?
Yeah, oh yeah.
5'10"?
Hey, I'm 6'5".
Right. Chris,
yes.
well, welcome back, first of all.
Thank you.
Nice to see you back here for the Skeeters for the stretch run, and appreciate the time.
Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Chris. Skeeters up 1-0. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth after this. Skeeters lead the Bluefish 1-0 as we enter the bottom of the fourth here at Constellation Field. And really, Ira, before we go any further, I gotta tip my cap to Louis Rodriguez, the Bridgeport manager, who literally does anything. He was out there catching the warm-up pitches from the left-handed starter Manny Parra to warm up during that inning break.
Hey,
How many times do you see a manager do that?
Well, Machete was a catcher till he was 40 and with the Bluefish to the end of his career, so he's not that far removed.
There you go.
To Machete for cutting down all the runners he did with that great arm of his.
That man can do it all. Kevin Ahrens takes the first pitch for a strike. The next one misses high and away from Manny Parra, who sits on 54 pitches now after that ball high and away. It's 1-1 to Ahrens. In the 4 spot for the Skeeters, Travis Scott and Brian Pounds to follow in the batting order as Ahrens takes another breaking ball. This one's on the outer edge for a strike. It's 1-2. Skeeters up 1-0, but they're being out-hit 3-2. No errors in the game so far. Skeeters have left 2 men on base. The Bluefish have left 3 as Ahrens takes a fastball way outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ahrens with a base hit today can extend his hitting streak to 6 games. 2-2. And this one's hit high in the air left field. Racing towards the line is Galvez. He's looking up and this one lands foul. But that was past the foul pole there and just about 10 feet to the right, and Ahrens would have had his 13th home run of the year.
Yeah, just hooked at the very last second, almost a home run off the foul pole, which I know sounds like an oxymoron, but it's not.
So instead, Ahrens will go back to first with still a 2-2 count, and Travis Scott on deck. 1-0 Skeeters.
One I always remember was Fred McGriff hitting one against the Yankees with the Braves in the World Series. It literally went bong, and the whole stadium, you could hear it.
Ahrens hits a comebacker off the mitt of the pitcher Parra, and it rolls into center for a base hit. So Ahrens does get a 6-game hitting streak with that leadoff single in the 4th inning, and Parra a little frustrated that he didn't glove that one.
Got a piece of it, didn't really redirect it very much. Went straight into center field for a base hit, but you're right, he caught the whole ball. It would have been robbing him of a hit. And nice to see Ahrens back on track. He went through a little slide for a little while.
Yeah, did very well on that road trip to get back into the swing of things. As Travis Scott stands in, he singled and scored the only run of the game so far back in the 2nd. First pitch to Scott is taken down low for ball 1. It's in the dirt, and the catcher Gustavo Molina will change out baseballs. Lefty on lefty as Scott opens his stance in the left-handed batter's box. Parra into the set. Looking straight at Ahrens leading off of first, and the pitch comes home. It's just outside for ball 2.
Little update for you. Barnstormers still leading the Ducks 3-2, but that game now in the top of the 9th. So the Barnstormers need 3 outs.
So Long Island still batting there. It's good news for Bridgeport. 2-0. Scott hits it in the air left side, down the line. Chasing it is the third baseman Nina, but he doesn't get there as it lands into the first row of seats. And it's 2-1 on Travis Scott. Skeeters have a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th inning. With a runner on first and nobody out. Brian Pounds on deck. Parra about to throw pitch number 62. The 2-1 is popped foul just behind us and lands on the roof of Constellation Field. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Scott. Looks like a young fan gets the baseball after it came all the way back down. Still 2-2 on Scott as Parra kicks and deals, and it's hit right to the second baseman. He goes to the short for 1 and on to first base. That's a 4-6-3 double play from Cuevas to Hernandez to Heel. And there are quickly 2 outs in the 4th inning.
Too bad, wasted the leadoff single there. Just want to add to this lead. I mean, with only 2 games to play with, really Bridgeport needs this game, especially with the Ducks on the verge of losing. Still not a final yet, but if they lose, you know their scoreboard watching from their dugout. Somebody's got a cell phone down there watching.
Here's Brian Pounds, first pitch, a line drive over the head of the second baseman Cuevas into right field for a 2-out single. And Pounds is aboard for the second time today. He walked back in the second, and he extends the inning for Wilfredo Rodriguez.
Well, Pounds hits one the other way, usually goes there with authority, and off the end of the bat looked like it was going to kind of be a bullet out there, but then it just kind of died at the end, but way over the head of Cuevas at second. 2-out hit for Pounds.
That brings up Wilfredo Rodriguez, the DH for the Skeeters. Had a good at-bat his first time up in the second inning. He fouled off multiple 0-2 pitches and then pulled one to the left side for a hit that loaded the bases. That set up Albert Cordero, who drove in the first run on a sac fly. Now the pitch comes off the guard of the catcher, and going from first to third base on the play is Brian Pounds as he slides in head first and is there safely. The ball gets away momentarily, but Nina tracks it down. Molina had that ball come off his left guard. It kicked all the way to his right side, and Molina had thought that it had gone to his left, and that caused Brian Pounds to get some extra time to move around the bases, and he is at third on a 2-base wild pitch by Manny Parra.
Talk about the Little League home run. That was almost a Little League scoring as he went to third on the wild pitch, and the ball almost got past the third baseman Nina. Would have come all the way home. By the way, the Ducks down to their final strike.
Here's the 1-0. That's in tight at the belt to Wilfredo, and it's 2 balls and no strikes to the Skeeters DH. Skeeters up 1-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning with a runner at third and 2 away. Righty at the dish, lefty on the mound. Here comes Parra with the 2-0. This one's right over the plate for a strike. Wilfredo's been a very nice hitter this year, 321. But you would probably think that a guy with as good of an average as he has would have more RBIs than 23 on the season. Wilfredo has not done as well with runners in scoring position as he takes one on the outside corner for a strike. It's 2-2 to the Skeeters' designated hitter.
You bring up a good point, especially in these situations. Only batting 158 with runners in scoring position and 2 down.
2-2 from Parra to Rodriguez. It's inside again, and Rodriguez works the count full to 3-2. Albert Cordero on deck, Pounds on at third for the Skeeters with 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. Long pause by Parra, and the 3-2. Hit right back up the middle, and that's through into center field for a base hit. Pounds touches home. Wilfredo Rodriguez drives in the run and doubles the Skeeters' lead. 2-0 Skeeters in the bottom of the 4th.
Nice piece of hitting by Rodriguez. So coming through here.
And that 2-base wild pitch looms large as Albert Cordero comes to the plate. Cordero, first time up, hit a sacrifice fly. He drilled the ball to center, but Dotel was able to track it down. That allowed Scott to tag and score from third. First pitch to Cordero is on the outer corner for a strike, 0-1. 68 pitches for Parra in the bottom of the 4th. No action in the Bridgeport bullpen. The 0-1. Hit off the end of the bat, foul. And into the backstop. It's quickly 0-2 on Cordero. Skeeters now with a 2-0 lead. And out hitting the Bluefish now 5-3. Wilfredo off of first base. And Parra now into the set, looks at first. Comes home on the 0-2. Cordero hits it down the right field line, slices foul. And and that landed on the roof of the stadium. Still 0-2 on Albert.
Update for you, the Ducks lose 3-2. That one now a final. So if the Skeeters beat the Bluefish, Bridgeport would have wasted a golden opportunity to move to within one game. They're down 2-0 already.
0-2 the count. The pitch by Parra, breaking ball, slammed into left center field. Dotel racing over, dives, and he came up with the catch. What an unbelievable play from Wellington Dotel to end the inning. Probably took a run away as well. The Skeeters do add to their lead. They get a run on 3 hits. They leave a man on base. And through 4 innings, Skeeters 2, Bluefish nothing. Into the 5th we go at Constellation Field. The Skeeters have a 2-0 lead over the Bridgeport Bluefish. Alongside Ira Liebman, I'm Andy Humphrey. Tim Costello back in the studio. Angeles Nina, the third baseman, will lead off this 5th for the Bluefish. Then Jose Heel, the first baseman, and the designated hitter Joe Poletsky will come up after Nina bats.
Go back to that last out. Wellington Dotel came from right center field to left center, dove, and took at least 1 run away from the Skeeters there. And Bridgeport battling for that second half title. That might be a huge play in this game later on.
That is a pretty unbelievable play to end an inning as Nina takes low and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Jake Hale now has thrown 58 pitches on the night through 4+. The 1-0. Called a strike on a nice slider. And it's 1-1 to Nina, who grounded out to short his first time up in the second. Hale rocks and fires the 1-1. Hit hard on the ground, foul down the third base line. Moves the count to a ball and 2 strikes on Nina. Hale has really used the ground ball very nicely in this one. 8 of the first 12 outs he recorded have been via the ground ball. 4 of them through the air. No strikeouts yet for Hale. No walks either. Here's a 1-2. Nina hits it right back to Hale on a high hop, and he makes a soft toss to first base for the out. That's the 3rd time. Correction, the 4th time that Hale has come off his mound and fielded a baseball. And he gets Nina for the first out. Jose Heel now comes up. He hit one of those comebackers back to Jake Hale in the 3rd inning.
He did a back-to-back twice. Heel and Poletsky in the 3rd, and then just recently Molina, the last batter, last inning, and the first batter here, Nina.
making sure he gets soft contact through most of this 24th start of the year for Hale.
9 ground ball outs tonight by Jake.
Pitch on the way. Nice slider, and it falls in for a strike. The batter heel had turned his back thinking that that was going to be way inside, but instead it broke over the plate for strike one.
Hale features that great sinker that gets him those ground ball outs.
0-1 is a fastball low. It's a ball and a strike. And Hale really catching fire in this last half of the season, I would say, as the 1-1 comes home. Swing and a miss. Good fastball from Hale. He gets ahead of ball in 2 strikes. He's 10-6 this year, and that's his first 10-win season ever in his career.
And he's been really terrific. In fact, he's running a 6-game home winning streak right now. Going back to June 8th, he is 6-0 with a 2.43 ERA.
1-2 on the way. Fastball misses low, 2-2. Skeeters up 2-0 on the Bridgeport Bluefish in the top half of the 5th inning. Bases empty, 1 out. Joe Poletsky on deck. The 2-2 from Hale. Another breaking ball. This one was a little too inside and almost hit Jose Heel, the right-handed batter. It's full now at 3-2.
I don't know. Heel got out of the way of that one. He just turned thinking it was going to hit him, and it somehow cut inside and missed.
It's usually a good way to get an inside pitch to hit you, to turn your back and make your target a little bit bigger, as the 3-2 is on the outside corner for strike 3. Another good slider from Hale, and he fooled Heel that time, thinking he had ball 4. First strikeout for Hale, and there's 2 away in the 5th.
A great break there by Hale.
Designated hitter number 13, Joe Poletsky.
Here's Joe Poletsky, the DH in the 9-hole spot. 0-1, or 0 for 1 so far, with a ground out back to Hale at the 3rd inning. Poletsky's first pitch is hit foul slowly down the 3rd base line. 0-1 the count. Poletsky now 0 for 12 in just 4 games this year with the Bluefish. Made his professional debut with Bridgeport back in 2012. Played for Bridgeport 2 seasons ago in 2015. He took last year off. As the 0-1 is just a bit inside. Hale wanted that call, but doesn't get it. It's a ball and a strike.
68 pitches now for Hale here in the 5th.
Here's a 1-1. This one missed in again. Cordero had set up outside, but the pitch missed inside, and it's 2-1. Now quickly, here's the pitch. Another slider. This one finds the plate, and that's a strike to make it 2-2 on Poletsky. Bases empty, 2 outs. 2-0 Skeeters in the bottom of the top of the 5th.
70 pitches now for Hale. Almost a 2-to-1 strike-to-ball ratio. 46 for strikes, 25 for balls.
2-2. Hit foul to the right side, out of play. Poletsky playing in both the Atlantic League and the Can-Am League in his career. Played for Newark and Garden State in the Can-Am League. Career .224 hitter. 2-2 on the way. A slider hit well into left field. That gets through for a base hit. So Poletsky picks up his first base hit with the Bluefish this year and extends the inning for the top of the order. Luis Hernandez now to the plate. Just the 4th base hit Hale has given up. And the switch hitter Luis Hernandez now stands in the left-handed batter's box. Pounds comes into the grass, playing even with the bag at 3rd. Leading off of first, Poletsky about 2.5 steps. First pitch to Hernandez, right down Main Street for a called strike. Hernandez 0 for 2 with a couple of fly ball outs, which is saying something against Hale, who has really used the ground ball very efficiently so far today. A move to first base, that's close, and they got him. Well, we talked earlier about that tremendous pickoff move from Jake Hale. It fools Joe Poletsky that time and ends the inning. So Hale faces the minimum, no runs, a hit, and nobody left on base. Halfway through this one, the Skeeters take a 2-0 lead to the bottom of the fifth. Back at Constellation Field for the bottom of the fifth inning. Skeeters have a 2-0 lead over the Bridgeport Bluefish. Retaking the mound, Manny Parra. Parra will face the 9-1-2 hitters, Caleb Ramsey, Joe Benson, Josh Prince for the Sugarland Skeeters. Ramsey with a strikeout so far on his day, 0 for 1. First pitch from Parra to Ramsey is a slider that finds the outer corner for a strike. It's 0-1 to Ramsey. 3,387 fans at Constellation Field today, as Ramsey hits the 0-1 into center field for a base hit. So Ramsey is a leadoff base runner, second straight inning. The Skeeters have had the leadoff man on, and that brings up the top of the order with Joe Benson. Benson 0 for 2. Strikeout looking in the first, ground out to third in the third. Nina will come even with the bag at third against the right-handed hitting Benson. With Parra into the set, the southpaw looks at first where Ramsey leads off the first pitch. Benson squares around, pulls it back, takes it outside. 2-0 lead for the Skeeters, out hitting the Bluefish 6-4. No errors yet in this game. Both teams have left 3 men on base. Back to first base goes Ramsey on the throw over.
We didn't get a chance to talk about this, Andy, but already been announced for quite a while now. This is the Bluefish's final season. I mean, how great would it be for them to make the playoffs after not making it for the last 7 years in their final season?
That'd be something. I mean, the way that they have played this year, they have the best overall record in the Atlantic League at 74-60 and are currently not in a position to make the playoffs as Parra deals home and Benson takes it low to make it 2-0.
You want to say, oh, you know, they got to put things in, for these type of situations. Well, the wild card is in there for those reasons, but it's just not working out for the Bluefish right now.
Yeah, certainly not this year with teams like York, who had a bad first half and a good second half, and then teams like Southern Maryland, who had a good first half and a bad second half.
Going back again to that one-game playoff that decided the first half really screwed things up, especially for the Bluefish. If not, they're probably in the playoffs already.
Probably. Still 2-0 on Benson.
And the only thing that couldn't happen to them was the Ducks winning this division. If they win it, they win it outright. And if Somerset wins it, it goes to a wild card.
Yep. Benson hits one well into right field, back a few steps, and now to his right goes Lambo as he kind of struggled to locate that baseball, but he does bring it down for the first out.
Yeah, might have an injury here as Louis Rodriguez coming out with his trainer.
Not sure who they're looking at. Maybe the pitcher, Manny Parra. If it is Manny Parra, he's saying he's okay, but they're going to check him out anyway. Parra is now on 76 pitches, and while they check on Manny Parra, we'll send it back to the studio with our very own Tim Costello for an update from the SB Nation studios. Tim. Thanks so much, Tim. Josh Prince works to a 1-1 count with a runner at first base and one away. The Skeeters lead it 2-0 over the Bluefish in the bottom of the fifth. Manny Parra appears to be all right. Throwing 78 pitches now. The Atlantic League has been around since 1998. Bridgeport's last title came in 1999. Long pause by Parra, and the fastball on the 1-1 pitch is outside to Prince, 2-1.
That was their only title. Atlantic City won the very first Atlantic League title. Bridgeport won number 2, beating the Surf, by the way, in that chance for back-to-back wins or championships by the Surf.
2-1. Prince hits it foul to the right side, and since then, Bridgeport, as you mentioned, in a playoff drought at the moment, Ira, but they did make the championship series 3 times since that 99 championship, and they got swept all 3 times.
Yep.
2-2 on Prince with Cole Gillespie on deck, and Ramsey leading off of first base for the Skeeters. 1 out in the bottom of the fifth, 2-0. The Skeeters have the lead, the 2-2. Prince hits it in the air down the right field line, chasing it the first baseman Heel near the seats, but he won't get there as it lands into the second row and then back onto the field of play. And then some fans fight for it over the railing, and one lucky fan is the recipient of that baseball. Still 2-2 on Prince, who is 0 for 2 with a couple of fly ball outs. You know, after Prince stole 2 bases in the first game of the doubleheader against New Britain last weekend, I thought we would be sure to see Prince take that stolen base record for the Skeeters in a single season in New Britain, but it hasn't worked out that way as Prince takes low, and it's still 3-2. I mean, at the pace that he has been going over the last 3 or 4 weeks, definitely thought it might happen on the road trip, but Prince still has 6 games to get that mark.
I think stolen bases are like home runs, kind of get them in bunches a lot of times.
A lot of the times. Especially when you're working against catchers day in and day out and you find out the tendencies.
Very true.
3-2 with the runner going on this one, and it's a slow roller down the first base line. Off of first base's heel, he tosses to the pitcher Parra, who comes to cover first for the out on Prince. On to second base goes Ramsey. There are 2 away in the fifth.
Parr might be running out of steam quickly here. 85 pitches. Mentioned only over 100 pitches just once, and generally right around 87, which was his last 2 starts. So he might be coming to the end of his night quickie.
Cole Gillespie is 0 for 2 with groundouts to short and to third so far tonight. 2-0 Skeeters in the bottom of the 5th with Ramsey on in scoring position at second. Here's the pitch to Gillespie. Takes it low and away, or excuse me, low and in, I should say, as it's 1-0 to Gillespie, who in his first 3 games back has done pretty well for the Skeeters after coming off the disabled list. Had a home run 3 nights ago. Five for 9, and this next pitch is hit it down the left field line. It's fair into the left field corner. Picking it up is Galvez, as coming around to score is Ramsey. An RBI double for Cole Gillespie, and the Skeeters extend their lead to 3-0.
That was a bullet down the left side and just probably a few inches. Stayed to the right of the foul line. And nice piece of hitting there by Gillespie.
Gillespie 25 RBIs with the Skeeters this year and 5 home runs, and now has a 4-game hitting streak since coming off the DL.
So his 10th double of the season.
Takes the place of Ramsey at second base with 2 outs for Kevin Aarons. First pitch, a slider, is a called strike. Right down the middle to Aarons, and it's 0-1. Aarons 1 for 2. He singled his last time up in the 4th. Now the right-handed batter against Parra, the lefty. The 0-1 to Aarons, down away for a ball. Action now starting in the Bridgeport bullpen with a right-hander getting loose. 89 pitches for Parra. The 1-1. Hit on the ground left side, high chopper, Nina picks it up. Long throw to first base, it's there in time to get Aarons and ends the inning. But the Skeeters add on yet another run. 1 run scores on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left on base. Skeeters 3, Bluefish nothing after 5 innings. Back with the 6th after this.
Thank you, Shane. Yes, we've got a couple burger buns on the first base side and a couple over on the third base side. Looks like it's girls versus boys tonight. All right, our first burger bun is going to run down to the side and lay flat on your back. Once you do that, your partner's going to grab all the toppings, pile them high one at a time, and then jump on top to build that burger. Are we ready? Get set. Go. All right, looks like the boys got down a little bit quicker. But it doesn't matter which order you pile them in. Just get every single topping on. All right, what do we think? Is it going to be the first base side or the girl's going to pull through? What about the third base side? Looks like 1 topping left for each side. Who's it going to be? Oh, we've got a slip on the third base side. And with that fall, it's going to be the girls with the winners and the first base side. Congratulations. Back up to you, Shane.
Through 5 innings, the Skeeters lead over the Bluefish 3-0. Top of the order due up for the Bluefish, Luis Hernandez, Jose Cuevas, and Wellington Dotel. Hernandez was batting in the top of the 5th when Jake Hale picked off Joe Poletsky to end the inning. So Hernandez now with a fresh count and will face Hale for the 3rd time. First pitch from Hale to Hernandez is a strike on the outer edge. Good fastball from Hale to get things started. It's 0-1. Hernandez 0 for 2, a fly out to left and a fly out to center. 0-1. That's over the plate but low. 1 ball and 1 strike. 76 pitches for Hale. Working into this 6th inning. Skeeter's bullpen quiet at the moment. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got tied up on the inside fastball, did Hernandez, and he's behind 1-2. Jose Cuevas on deck for the Bluefish. Time call before Hale started his windup by the batter Luis Hernandez. Now here's the 1-2. Hernandez chops one to the right side. Prince fields on a couple of hops. Casual throw to first base. And that's out number 1 on Luis Hernandez as Hale gets things going in the 6th.
Second baseman number 11, Jose Cuevas.
So now here's Jose Cuevas, who was 1 for 2. Singled back in the first inning, got to second base on a pass ball, then advanced to third on a ground out, but was stranded at third. Last time up, he popped out to short. First pitch to Cuevas. Another good breaking ball from Hale. That's been working for him lately in the middle part of this game as he gets ahead 0-1. Righty on righty as Hale peers behind the glove. Now winds for the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good fastball. Actually, a little foul tip. That's a fair ball, actually. And tagged out is Cuevas, and he is angry with that call. And Harris now says foul ball. Harris didn't give any indication as to whether that ball was fair or foul, and now Cordero wants an explanation. The Skeeters catcher now arguing with Joe Harris. He thought he had picked up a fair ball and tagged out Cuevas for out number 2.
I think Hale thought that was a swing and a miss strike 3, and they tagged the batter, but I really do think it caught a little piece of the bat for a foul ball. I think he has a legitimate argument, and that's why I think he's still in the box.
Well, it did catch a piece of the bat, but Cordero is arguing that it landed in fair territory and that he picked up the ball and tagged him out. So it's 0-2 on Cuevas, and now the 0-2 is hit slowly back to the mound. Hale off the mound, has to hurry to throw to first base and gets it there in time. Good play by Hale, who has had a lot of defensive work to do in this game, and he has 2 quick outs in the 6th.
It's the 5th 1-3 put out for Hale here tonight. Talk about helping your own cause.
So 2 up and 2 down for Hale in the top of the 6th, with the Skeeters up 3-0 on the Bluefish. Here is Wellington Dotel. 1 for 2 with a single back in the 4th, and has probably the best defensive play of the game so far with a diving catch in left center field. As he takes the first fastball low and away, it's 1-0. Big open stance from the left or the right side for Dotel as he awaits the 1-0, and it bounces in the dirt to Cordero, and it's quickly 2-0.
Even for Hale, this is a little bit of an unusual game. He is mowing down some hitters, a lot of ground balls, 1 strikeout, no walks.
2-0 pitch, slider, hit to the left side, fielding on a short hop, Pounds. Good play as he throws to first base, and it's a 1-2-3 frame for Hale, 3 ground ball outs. And through 5.5 innings of play, the Skeeters keep their 3-0 lead over the Bluefish, back with the bottom of the 6th after this.
Thank you, Shane. Yes, I'm down here with Jaden and Brian, and they're ready to go head-to-head and ring the bell. All right, boys, it's a best-of-3 trivia question. Wait till I read the question fully before you ring the bell. If the first person gets it wrong, I will give the second person a chance to answer. Are we ready? Let's see the first question. What is the Aloha State? All right, Brian?
Hawaii.
Hawaii is correct. That means 1 point to Brian. Our second question. What is the main color on the Chinese flag? Oh, that was pretty close. I'm going to have to go with Jaden. What is it?
Red.
Red is correct. That means it's 1-1. Comes down to our final question. On a computer keyboard, what letter is between Q and E? All right, what do we think?
W.
With a little bit of help from the Skeeters dugout, it is W. That is correct. That means that Brian is going to be our winner of Ring the Bell. Congratulations. Back up to you, Shane.
Well, the pitcher on the hill for the Bridgeport Bluefish, it's righty Frank DiGiulio Jr., number 23, is 6'3", 210 from Hudson, Florida. Has been as high as Advanced Aid. He's pitched for the Bluefish before. In fact, he pitched for the Bluefish last season, the Ducks in 2015, who the Bluefish are currently chasing. This season, 4-5 with the 3.89 ERA, his 56th appearance, all in relief, 62 1/3. He has struck out 60, walked 20, so a 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. He's allowed 65 hits. He has been unscored upon in 9 of his last 11, including his last 2 appearances. Last time out in a 5-4 win against the Skeeters, he went 1 inning, no runs, 1 hit, no walks, and 1 strikeout.
Skeeters have a 3-0 lead in this bottom of the 6th inning as they face DiGiulio with their 5, 6, 7 hitters. Travis Scott to lead it off. DiGiulio kicks and fires, and Scott swings through that fastball from DiGiulio. It's 0-1. Left-handed batter against a right-handed pitcher. As Scott, who has had to face the lefty Parra his first 2 times up, now gets a righty. As the 0-1 comes home, and Scott slams one into right field. That's playable for the right fielder Lambo. Near the line, he makes the grab just into fair territory. And that is the first out.
By the way, Monty Parra, 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Right now he is on the losing end, down 3-0.
So that would be the reverse of what happened the last time he faced the Skeeters, when he went 5 innings in a complete game, which was shortened due to rain back in Bridgeport. And he got the win, giving up 2 runs on 4 hits. But now on the hook for this game here in Sugarland as Brian Pounds takes low and away for a ball from DiGiulio, and it's 1-0. Pounds has reached both times, first on a walk in the 2nd inning, and then in the 4th he singled and came around to score. 1-0. Breaking pitch that found the outer edge for a strike, and it's a ball and a strike to Pounds. Wilfredo Rodriguez on deck for the Skeeters, who have a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the 6th. Righty on righty as DiGiulio sets. Here's the 1-1, and Pounds hits a hard shot to the left side. Picking it up, Hernandez, long throw, and he gets it there in time to get Pounds. And there's 2 quick outs for DiGiulio in the bottom of the 6th inning. Up comes Wilfredo Rodriguez.
DiGiulio drafted 3 times, 44th round by the Cubs in 2009, 45th by the Indians in 2010, and the 38th round by the Angels in 2011. Last year for these Bluefish, and spent some time with Long Island, 4-0 with a 1.44 ERA.
Wilfredo Rodriguez is 2 for 2. He takes a strike on the outer corner, and it's 0-1. Rodriguez drove in a run his last time up on a single. That brought home Pounds in the 4th. Righty on righty as the designated hitter for the Skeeters waves the bat behind his right ear. The 0-1 pitch, hit in the air, right side, foul. Goes into the seats and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes.
A Florida native, went to school all around Florida, Daytona State College, University of Florida, and the University of Tampa.
DeJulio gets a new baseball. He's ahead of Rodriguez 0-2. Skeeters with a win can even the season series with the Bridgeport Bluefish 9-9. The 0-2 is down in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Rodriguez.
Skeeters over the years have really owned these Bluefish, though, 75-42 lifetime, including 40-18 here at Constellation Field.
The set in the 1-2 is a liner past the pitcher and past the second baseman into right center field for a hit. A 3-hit night for Wilfredo Rodriguez, 3 singles in his first 3 at-bats, and he's a 2-out base runner in the 6th.
Catch number 3, Cordero.
Here's Albert Cordero, and you really got a feel for Cordero. He has tagged a couple of pitches to center field. They have both been tracked down by Wellington Dotel. The last one on a leaping grab in left center field that was tailing away, and Dotel, as he is positioned now more into right center field, had to go all the way from right center into left center to track down that fly ball and dive for the catch to end the 4th inning as Cordero swings over the top of a fastball, 0-1.
I talked about him earlier, player of the year here in the Atlantic League 2 years ago. I don't know if I would quite describe him as a 5-tool player, but he does everything very, very well. Has a decent amount of power, so I wouldn't really call it one of his main tools, but terrific fielder, terrific arm, hits for a high average, has good speed. He's stolen over 45 bases.
Rodriguez, a big jump off of first base. The pitch is down low, and there won't even be a throw to second base. Rodriguez shuffled 3 big times towards second base before the pitch even came home from DeJulio, and Rodriguez steals the bag to get into the scoring position with 2 outs.
He is 5-0 now in stolen base attempts this year, and that is the 151st stolen base of the season for the Skeeters.
Catcher Molina goes out to the mound to talk with DeJulio, not counted as a mound visit. 1-1 the count to Cordero. The switch hitter batting lefty. 3-0, the Skeeters are on top in this bottom of the 6th with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs. 1-1 to Cordero. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Cordero down a ball and 2 strikes with Caleb Ramsey on deck. 12 pitches for DeJulio in this inning. Into the set goes DeJulio. Kicks and fires the 1-2. Ground ball right side past the glove of the first baseman Heel into right field. Rodriguez being waved home. The throw is way high and goes to the backstop. Cordero to second base, round second, but stays there as the pitcher wasn't backing up the play at home plate. Cordero drives in another run, his second RBI of the night, and it's 4-0 Skeeters.
Talk about airmailing the throw. Lambo threw it way over the head of Molina. I mean, it was a good 25 feet over his head. And almost getting all the way around to third was Cordero. Should be a single, an RBI, advancing to second on the throw.
That brings up Caleb Ramsey, and he has a runner in scoring position with 2 outs as well. Ramsey is 1 for 2. Led off the 5th with a single and came around to score himself. There is a delay here, and I think Molina was maybe calling out some infield signals. And now we're ready as Ramsey stands into the box.
Julio, 13 pitches, 10 of them for strikes, but he's allowed to run here.
First one to Ramsey, swing and a miss. Little foul tip actually into the mitt of Gustavo Molina. It's 0-1 to Ramsey. Skeeters out hitting the Bluefish 9-4, outscoring them 4-0. No errors yet. Skeeters with 4 men stranded on the base paths. Bridgeport with 3 as Ramsey fouls one to the left side. This gets out of play and moves his count to 0-2. This win would give the Skeeters a 3-game winning streak. They won the final 2 games against the Bees on their last road trip of the year. Went 4-3 on the road trip. Their 3 losses were all by just 1 run. 0-2. Ramsey lines one to second base. It's through for a base hit into right center field. Cordero being sent home. The throw from Dotel into center is over the head of the catcher as well. This time DeGiulio backing up the play. Ramsey to second base, and he drives in another run. His 24th RBI with the Skeeters this year, and they have a 5-0 lead in the bottom of the 6th. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Skeeters Baseball. Skeeters putting together a 2-out rally in this 6th inning after DeGiulio got the first 2 batters out, then a single by Rodriguez. He stole second, single by Cordero, drove in the run, then another single by Ramsey, drove in another run, and out comes Luis Rodriguez.
Well, nobody's warming up at his bullpen, so this is just a meeting of the minds here. Just wants to settle down his pitcher.
Yeah, not really a bad move by Rodriguez. Can spend a mound visit as there was none spent here so far in this inning.
Speaking of these visits, we've seen the pace of play rules here in the Atlantic League for the last few years. Looks like Major League Baseball will adopt them next year. What do you think of that on the big league level?
Are they adopting the mound visit rule?
It looks like it. I don't know if it's going to be the same 3 mound visits, but they are adopting it.
I like that a lot. I think that's one of the best ways to speed up the game.
The mound visits in the big leagues, I mean, it just slows down the game, especially the pace, unbelievably. You see 2 and 3 visit the catcher, the pitching coach, then the manager, and that's just too much. You haven't missed it here in the Atlantic League at all.
Ramsey's RBI single flips the order for Joe Benson, who is 0 for 3 at the top of the Skeeters lineup. First pitch to Benson is high for a ball. Now 16 pitches for DeGiulio. Benson last time up flat out to right field on a fly ball down the right field line to Lambeau. 1-0, high chopper left side. Hernandez fields on a couple of hops. He'll throw to first base a little low, but Heel handles it for the final out. Skeeters with a 2-out rally in the 6th inning. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. They open up a 5-0 lead as we enter the 7th after this. Seventh inning at Constellation Field. Skeeters have a 5-0 lead over the Bluefish, and to take you the rest of the way, here's the voice of the Skeeters, Ira Liebman.
Thanks, Andy. Hand me back with a 5-0 lead now. It'll be 4, 5, and 6. Meat of the order. Jake Hale still on the mound for the Skeeters. Jonathan Galvez, Andrew Lambo, and Gustavo Molina against the Skeeters right-hander. Galvez 0 for 2. He is hit into a 1-4-3 grounder. The line sharply to left his last time up. First pitch here by Hale. This one is a strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike to count. Hale closing in on 87 pitches. This one chopped foul. Off of third, no balls and 2 strikes to count. Galvez 278, 16 home runs, 76 RBIs. Skeeters 5 runs on 10 hits. They have not committed an error. 0-4-0 for the Bluefish. The 0-2. Swan and a little nubber towards short. Aarons has it. Fires it to first in time. And there's out number 1. That is 4 straight ground ball outs here for Hale, excuse me. Andrew Lambo will step in. A left-handed hitting right fielder. 295, 5 home runs, 31 RBIs. He's 1 for 2. He has grounded out and doubled. Of Hale can complete 7. Hale's been such a workhorse for the Skeeters this season. He has gone 7+ in 2 of the last 3 outings. First pitch here, right down the middle for a strike against Lambo. No balls and 1 strike to count. Hale's still working quickly here. Just a couple pitches shy of 90. Open stance from the left side, feet close together for Lambo. The 0-1. This one is a strike on the inside corner. Good off-speed pitch there by Hale, and now out in front, no balls and 2 strikes to count here on Lambo. Well, an extremely quick worker, just waiting for Lambo to get back into the box. Now everybody's ready. The 0-2 from the Skeeters 6'7" righty. This one in the dirt. Try to get him the chase, but to no avail. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Skeeters in game 2 will send out former big leaguer Brett Marshall against Randy Lara for Bridgeport. Remember, Lara was 9-4 in the first half, went to the All-Star game, and he is now 9-10. He's had a tough second half. The 1-2 from Hale. He winds, fires, and this one is a little bit low and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. The 2-2 here by Hale. This one low and in. Now I'll run the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Lambo. Lambo 11th season as a pro, first in the Atlantic League. Payoff pitch here by Jake. Grounded to first. Right at Travis Scott. Spears it to his left. And there's 2 down. 3 unassisted. 5 straight ground ball outs for Hale.
It's pretty unbelievable how he's been able to do that and hasn't really gotten many outs via the strikeout so far. In fact, just 1 strikeout. And has been pitching to contact very well in this one. Only 4 base hits allowed by Hale.
A dozen ground ball outs for Hale tonight, as he is using a different approach here late in the season. First pitch here to Molina. Could be a quick inning. Pop up right side. Travis Scott under the pop up behind first. Brings it down, and that'll do it. 3 up, 3 down for the 2nd inning in a row. 4th time in this one. 7th inning stretch time. Get your peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I do care if you never come back. Skeeters up 5-0. Thanks, Shane. All right, Skeeters fans, you ready for the 7th inning stretch? Are you guys ready? All right, on three. 1, 2, 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, so just root for the Skeeters. If they don't win, it's a shame. Sing it with me, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's go, Skeeters! Stay Houston strong!
Bottom of the 7th inning we go. The Skeeters have a 5-0 lead. On comes the third pitcher for the Bridgeport Bluefish. It's Elvin Ramirez, who is 5-2 with a 1.82 ERA in 28 games. Also has 2 saves. 29 2/3 innings pitched, 31 hits, 12 runs, 6 walks, 28 strikeouts. League hitting .272 against Ramirez, who relieves Frank DiGiulio. Gave up 2 runs on 3 hits in just that 6th inning of work. No walks and no strikeouts for DiGiulio in that 6th, and he makes way for Ramirez.
Ramirez will take over here. Skeeters are leading 5-0. They will try to add to their lead by sending up 2, 3, and 4. Josh Prince, Cole Gillespie, and Kevin Aarons. Here comes the Prince of Sugar Land to lead off the 7th. He is already the Skeeters' all-time stolen base king with 73, and he is 1 shy of tying the Skeeters' single-season record of 50 steals if he can get on here and swipe it back. 2 gives him the record. Prince 0 for 3 tonight. He has flied out to right, lined out to left, and grounded out last time up. Ramirez is 29 years old. Will turn 30 on October 10th, just after the season. Originally signed by the Mets as a free agent in 2004. The Dominican Republic. Got a little bit of big league time as well. Got to the bigs with the Mets in 2012. 0-1 with a 5.48 ERA in 20 appearances. 0-1 the count here on Prince. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1. Swan and missed 0-2. Spent his whole career in the Mets organization up through 2012. And spent some time at the Angels and the Reds organizations. The 0-2 coming here to Josh. They set up away. Ramirez fires in this one right back. The old comebacker. Ramirez nonchalantly walks towards first, flips it underhand. There is out number 1, 1-3 on the putout. Prince now 0 for 4. I'm going to bring in Cole Gillespie. He was 1 for 3 tonight, doubled and drove in a run last time up. He is also grounded out the short and grounded out the third. So if you're Bridgeport, Andy, you've had a number of times this season where you need that big win and you just can't get it. And here tonight with the Ducks already losing and a chance to pull within 1 game, they are trailing 5-0.
Yeah, it's tough to swallow, and really it's been a methodical job by the Skeeters. They haven't really gotten their runs in bunches. They kind of gained more and more ground as this game has gone on, with 1 run here and 1 run there. They did get 2 last inning, but Bridgeport now all of a sudden is running out of mistakes, if you will.
He finished just 1 game back in the first half, just a little bit shy of that first half title. Well, Ramirez only pitched winter ball last year in the Dominican Winter League. Did not play during the regular season, I guess, compared to the irregular season. The 1-1. This one is low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike the count here on Cole Gillespie. Lifetime, winner, summer, whatever it be, 31 and 38 with a 3.98 ERA, 6 career saves as well. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Skeeters leading 5-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. Swung and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes as Gillespie chased the ball outside. Skeeters 5 runs on 10 hits. Bridgeport no runs on 4. Ramirez seems like he has a pretty good fastball. Pitching from this stretch with nobody on. Looks over his left shoulder like there's a runner on though. Maybe an imaginary runner only he can see as he fouls this one back. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count remains. Ramirez 10 seasons as a pro.
Hurry, kid, get it. Hurry up, go. There you go. Good job.
The 2-2 here to Cole Gillespie. They set up outside again. Curveball swung and foul back 2-2. No wind whatsoever here. All 3 flags in right center limp. Usually, it becomes a very high-scoring game here at Constellation Field when that happens, but just 5-0 here. Again, the 2-2 here by Elvin Ramirez. This one swung and foul tipped in and out of the mitt of Molina. Strike 3.
Yeah, it didn't look like, I guess Gillespie didn't get a piece there. It looked like it did to me, but Molina gets the tag out and Gillespie strikes out.
So 2 down, none on for Kevin Ahrens. Ahrens is 1 for 3. He has lined out to right, singled and grounded out to third last time up. Ahrens 279, 12 home runs, 67 RBIs. Going to set up outside on the first pitch of the right-handed hitter, and a fastball for a strike. 0-1, 91 on the gun. So yeah, some giddy up on that fastball. 2 outs, none on. Skeeters leading 5-0. Ahrens has a chance to tie or have a new personal high in home runs. He is just 1 home run shy. He hit 13 twice as he skies this one to deep right center field. Long run by Dotel. Looks like he's going to track another one down. Man, is he good out there in center. A 1-2-3 inning, a ground out, a strikeout, a fly out. We are through 7 innings of play. Skeeters up 5-0.
Well, we're about to find out. Show me the money is back, and I have $150 in this envelope for a lucky season ticket holder out there. Let's see where we're going. All righty. I'm going to go. I hear you calling my name, but I'm going to Section 9 tonight. All righty. I'm sorry, guys. I'm heading up this way. I'm looking for row. This is not promising. Row E. Seat 1. I didn't have to walk too far. No winner tonight. That means $200 tomorrow. Back up to you, Shane.
We move to the top of the 8th. Jake Hale on the mound, and the first pitch here by Hale is outside 1-0. Hale will face the bottom of the order here in the top of the 8th. Angeles Nina, Jose Heel, and Joe Poletsky, 7, 8, and 9. Foul tip into the mitt of Albert Corradero. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. So Hale, who has thrown 7 shutout innings of 4-hit baseball, no walks and 1 strikeout, closing in on 100 pitches. Back for 8th inning. Little squibber right side. Diving play by Travis Scott. He drops it. The throw to first to Hale. What a play by Travis Scott for out number 1.
Yeah, that was a great effort by Scott as he was kind of shifted closer to first base on that play and had to go about 20 feet diving to his right side to make that catch, and a good job just to get a mid on it, and he was able to knock it down and throw from his hip there to get the out to Hale at first base. What a play.
I mean, such range at first by Scotty. He's almost on the second base side to get to that one. That is also 7 straight outs for Hale and 7 straight ground ball outs at that. 13 ground ball outs in all. Skaters leading 5-0, and Hale, who's closing in on 100 pitches here. A nice job out there in the 8th. And you wonder if he gets through a quick inning, if they would think about allowing him to complete it. I mean, going to 120 plus pitches. He's only done once this year, 128 pitches. That was against Somerset on May 16th, a complete game loss. No balls and 1 strike to count here. This next pitch will be pitch number 100 from Jake Hale. Hale winds and deals. And the 0-1 swung and hit a bullet. Misses past Hale and almost took Josh Prince's head off. That is now 8 straight retired. He has a chance for his 3rd straight 3 up, 3 down inning if he can get Poletsky here. So far, Joe is 1 for 2. He has grounded out himself. Surprise, surprise, and singled last time up, although he was picked off. Well, really, if you go back to the 5th, even though that was a 1-2-3 unconventional 1-2-3 in the 5th, this could be his 4th straight 1-2-3 inning. This one hit through the right side for a base hit to the left of Prince. The second baseman can't come up with that, so much for the 1-2-3 inning. Now over 100 pitches, 2 outs, 1 out. We go back to the top of the order. They switch hitting Luis Hernandez. Action in the Skeeters bullpen. That is Andrew Johnston, the Skeeters right-hander, warming up. 101 pitches now for Hale. As the switch hitting Hernandez steps in, batting here from the left side. Hernandez is 0 for 3. Came in batting .286 with 5 home runs and 41 RBIs. This one slashed foul down the left side. No balls and 1 strike to count here. Hernandez won the Atlantic League Gold Glove last year. There's only 1 given out by Rawlings to the Atlantic League, and he was the victor. The best player in the Atlantic League, really a Defensive Player of the Year award. Also named to the postseason Red, White, and Blue All-Defensive Team, ranking up 389 assists. Ground ball to short. This will do it. Aaron's goes the short route to second, and that will end it. Fielder's choice goes down 6-4. So Hale through 8. Be interesting to see if he comes out for the 9th to try to complete it. Either way, here in the middle of the 8th, Skeeters are shutting out the Bluefish 5-0.
Thank you, Shane. Actually, tonight we are doing the brain freeze. I've got Kyle and Nick down here, and each of them have a bowl of chocolate ice cream. It's going to be a race, and they've opted not to use their spoon. So whoever eats the ice cream first is going to be my winner. You got to show me that empty bowl. Are we ready? Get set. Eat. All right, Nick's using his hand, but Kyle's just going straight face into the ice cream. right, who's going to empty that bowl first? It's not clean down here. We're getting a bit messy. All right, who's going to do it? It's a close race right now. Let me see how it looks. All right, who's it going to be? You got to show me that empty bowl. It looks like I think we're going to have to call Nick the winner. He got the cleanest bowl of the two. You are the winner of the first ever Brain Freeze. Congratulations. Back up to you, Shane.
Back at Constellation Field for the bottom of the 8th, 5-0 Skeeters. On comes a left-hander for the Bridgeport Bluefish. It's Drake Britton. Britton this year with Bridgeport, 4-1, a 4.15 earned run average in 30 games. 26 innings pitched, 29 hits, 12 runs, 11 walks, 18 strikeouts. League hitting .290 against the southpaw Drake Britton. The fourth pitcher on the night for the Bluefish, Elvin Ramirez, pitched the 7th, had a 1-2-3 7th with a strikeout, and now Drake Britton takes his place on the mound.
Britton, a native Texan, born in Magnolia, Texas, but went to Tomball High School. Former 23rd round pick of the Red Sox in 2007, and also a former big leaguer. Spent part of 2 seasons with the Sox. First pitch here, however, is a strike to Travis Scott, 0-1. Scott 1 for 3. He'll be followed by Brian Pounds and Wilfredo Rodriguez. Well, originally he was a starter, ran into some trouble in 2011. While advanced in the Carolina League with Salem. As the 0-1 is grounded off the mitt of Britton towards short, barehanded by Hernandez. A throw to first in time. Nicely done by the Gold Glove winner, Luis Hernandez. It'll go down 1-6-3 on the putout. 1 down, none on for Brian Pounds, who's been on base twice with a walk, a single, a run scored, and a ground out. Back to that season in 2011. He went 1-13 as a starter. That is a tough season. 26 starts, a 6.91 ERA, and then he figured to be better suited for the bullpen, and it worked. He got to the big leagues with the Red Sox in 2013 and 2014. Was 1-1 with a 2.89 ERA in 25 career appearances. And if my memory serves me correctly, I think he may have been in the big leagues with Dustin Richardson that season. Maybe not. Nope, he was not. This one is hit high into left center field. Dotel is there, and he brings it down in deep left center, just in front of the warning track for the second out. Wilfredo Rodriguez will step in. He's got a perfect night. He has 3 of the Skeeters' 10 hits. He is 3 for 3 with 3 singles, an RBI, a run scored, and a stolen base. Done a little bit of everything here today. Rodriguez came in at .321, 3 home runs, now 24 RBIs. Britton played in the big leagues with the Red Sox with some pretty big names. This one is in the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes. Played there with Dustin Pedroia and Jacoby Ellsbury. Just to name a few. There with Big Poppy as well. John Lester has a guy to learn from. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Also Andrew Miller. Your bullpen guy like he is now. The 1-0 here to Rodriguez. This one high and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. 5 runs on 10 hits for the Skeeters. No runs on 5 hits for the Bluefish. If you're Gary Gatti, do you bring Hale out just over 100 pitches to try to complete it?
I'm certainly thinking about it, and there's no action in the Skeeters' pen, so that's probably his decision.
I agree. A chance for his 5th complete game. 2 balls and 1 strike to count here on Rodriguez. Drake, the southpaw, will kick and fire the 2-1. This one a little high and tight. 3 balls and 1 strike to count here on Rodriguez. Hitting the ball very well this evening. As I mentioned, already 3 for 3. Barry, we saw earlier this year with the Ducks, was also a teammate of Britton while in the big leagues with the Red Sox. This one a strike that'll run the count full 3-2 here on Rodriguez. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Again, the Skeeters leading 5-0 here in the bottom of the 8th. Payoff pitch. Swung and slashed down the right side. Just foul. Rodriguez will see a 7th pitch here. 10 pitches, 6 for strikes. All the other games in the Atlantic League Final. Payoff pitch. Just misses inside, ball 4. Wow, tough pitch to take. Great eye by Rodriguez, on base for the 4th time tonight. That'll bring in the Skeeters' other catcher, who is actually the catcher this evening, Albert Cordero. Switch hitter batting here from the right side. He has a sac fly RBI. He is lined to center. Was robbed on a great play by Wellington Dotel, and also Singleton drove in a run. But came into 242, 4 home runs, now 35 RBIs with the pair he has this evening. Skeeters leading 5-0 as the switch hitting catcher steps in. First pitch here by Drake Britton to Cordero is fouled over the second deck. No balls and 1 strike, the count. Number 3, Albert Cordero wears those socks high. You believe in the high sock strike?
Well, between the socks and the pant leg there?
Do you think it helps the call?
Oh, I'm not sure. I wore high socks when I played in Little League. It didn't help me at all. I can tell you that.
Well, this is on the pro level, though. A couple of levels up. Cordero came in batting just 1 for his last 14, so maybe out of that slump. It's over his last 4 games, hitting .071. This one a strike on the outside corner, 1-2 to Albert. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on. Skeeters leading 5-0 here in the bottom of the 8th. The 1-2. Swung and skied at the shallow left center. Backing up is the shortstop Hernandez, and he squeezes it, bringing it down in fairly medium left center field for the final out. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. We are through 8 innings of play. Skeeters are up 5-0. So we move to the top of the ninth. Jake Hale, if he can get the complete game here, would tie the league lead with Kyle Simon of New Britain. Hale, 4 complete games, 3 losses, including an 8-inning complete game loss much earlier this season to the Somerset Patriots. This would be his best outing of the year. That really was a phenomenal game back on May 16th. He lost 2-0, went 8 innings, allowed 7 hits, 2 runs, but only 1 earned, 5 Ks, 2 walks, and looking for his first complete game, 9-inning win this season.
It would also be his second consecutive complete game.
That's true, with the rain-shortened complete game. This one foul back. Well, to do it, he's got some tough hitters, 2, 3, and 4. Jose Cuevas, Wellington Dotel, and Jonathan Galvez. Right now at 104 pitches. Mentioned earlier, 128 is high, so the way he's been pitching. Still has a little reserve in the tank. A 1, 2, 3. Well, last inning did not have the 1, 2, 3. I stand correct. Allowed 1 hit. Got the first 2 batters not allowed a hit to Pilecki. 1-1 the count here on Jose Cuevas, who's 1 for 3. Got an infield single. This one off the mid of Josh Prince. He climbed the ladder, went as high as he can, and I think he got just a little piece of it. Maybe it avoided him, but either way, just gets past him for a leadoff single. Just the 5th hit of the night off of Hale.
I think it did kind of angle to the left of his glove, and I think he got enough height on the play on the leap there to make the grab, but I think the glove may have been in just the wrong position, maybe about an inch to the left. He makes the play.
Kind of a slider. That one took off to the right of us and left of Prince. First pitch to Wellington Dotel. Really, this is the last guy you want to face here with a runner at first, nobody out, trying for a complete game. 106 pitches currently. Dotel has grounded at single and grounded at the 3rd. Hale has already picked off 1 in this game. Has a dozen pickoffs on the season. The 1-0 still has some life on that slider as it catches the inside corner there. 1 ball and 1 strike to count here. Hale in this one, 13 ground ball outs. Certainly could use one here, get a double play, and be 1 out away from a complete game. They set up inside the 1-1 here to Wellington Dotel. Swan and hit deep down the right side, but foul. That'll run the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes as that one makes the concourse deep down the right side, and the Mads scramble on. Maybe a huge out here. I think if Hale can get past Dotel here, I think he will get this complete game. The hit to lead off here by Cuevas, just the 6th hit of the night for the Bluefish, who trail 5-0 here in the top of the 9th. The 1-2. Swan fouled off again on a bullet into the screen to our right. Count remains 1-2.
So 110 pitches now for Hale, and just in case, Felipe Paulino's warming up in the pen for the Skeeters.
Do you wait till it's a save situation for Paulino?
Yeah, probably. I probably put him in once Hale gives up a run.
Good thought. The 1-2 here by Hale comes home, and this one's swung and hit through the left side for a base hit. So Hale, it's going to be tough for him to get this 9-inning complete game win. First and second now, nobody out. As I mentioned, Dotel really the key to this inning, but he lost them. Now Jonathan Galvez, the cleanup hitter, will step in here. Although Hale has kept him quiet tonight, he is 0 for 3. He has grounded at twice and lined out to left. But he has to get an out here if he wants to have a chance to complete this game. Now at 111 pitches here. This one hit to short. They go to second, could be 2, and it is! Kevin Aarons turns the line drive into a double play, and now Hale 1 out away from a complete game shutout. Double play will go down 6-4. So just a harmless runner at first, and nice job by Hale. Needs to just get past the left-handed hitting Lambo, a right fielder, for a complete game win. He has gotten him to ground out twice to first, sandwiched between a double. Let's see if Hale has enough for one more hitter here. First pitch here is swung and lifted to left. Going back is Gillespie on the warning track, reaches up and he's got it. Hale pounds his fist. A complete game shutout win, 5-0 for Jake Hale. His 5th complete game of the season ties him for the league lead. Take a look at the final numbers. 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Skeeters. No runs, 7 hits, and no errors for the Bridgeport Bluefish, who had a chance to move within 1 game. The Ducks' magic number now just 4 as they fall here to the Skeeters. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll have the final numbers. We'll have the highlights. Andy Humphrey will have our player of the game highlights and preview tomorrow's Game 2 matchup. All that and more. Return on the Skeeters post-game show in a moment.